Hello, my butterflies. Welcome back. So, to all of my new subscribers that have come over from either Be Love's Life or Boot Camp, thank you so much. I'm happy to have you. Boot Camp, don't forget to give me suggestions if you have them. And to all of my regular butterflies, welcome back. So, let's see. Of course, I'm late. Of course, I'm late. And I have the drunk curl over here still. So I curl my hair. Apparently that don't matter. So let me tell you my topic for today. Take out my nose ring, clean my face, and I'm going to see what I can do in 22 minutes. 22 minutes? 22, that's dope. Okay, so those of us that are deltas will know why that's very interesting and that 22 was dope. So anywho, let's clean my face first. So today's topic is going to be on, what would you guess? I mean, I'm just saying, I had to record today, which is why it's late, and then I needed to record after, maybe I'll do behind the ear. I had to record and release the video after we do what we're going to do for Sky tonight. So he really has no idea that we are going to do a drive-by for him. So I'm super excited. Today he graduated from high school and I am so elated. I really, really am. So for those of you who don't know, Skylor is my my nephew's, my sister's little sister's son, KB's brother, and he graduated from high school today. So I am super excited because I am like happy that phase one is over. So I promised my sister that that I would help with one, and baby, listen, we graduated today. So new things on the horizon for me. Hey, do y'all like, I don't like greasy earlobes. So I clean my earlobes too. If you guys notice, you probably will never see a picture of me with like shiny earlobes. I don't know why that gets on my nerves. For some reason, it's weird. I don't know. I'm weird. We all just have our things. So that's my thing. So I'm super excited about Skylar. And so, congratulations to all of our graduates. Congratulations. I need to put lift step. Y'all know they ask you at least something to last right now. And okay. Like this stuff has been in the same spot forever. So I'm not quite sure why I look for it like that. But maybe if it's not the exact color that I'm looking for, like it feels weird to me. So anywho. What was I saying? Oh, I'm super excited about Skylar graduating. So one of the things that he initially wanted to be, for quite some time, he wanted to be a teacher. And so that was super exciting because I like careers that are, number one, just what you want to be. And then number two, if it's something that will directly impact our community and give back, I think that that is amazing, because here's why I think it's amazing. So I've been doing a little bit of research on the benefits that are offered to people that are in, I would call them service field, public service fields, because when you work in public service, like a nonprofit, or you're a teacher, some types of teachers, some types of nurses, law enforcement, things like that, like your pay is a little bit different, right? So typically you don't have an extremely high pay, and thus the government or different programs actually offer benefits to those particular people. So one of the things that I am going to be posting, probably not this week. This week I'm hanging on by a wing and a prayer. And a little bit of next week too, because with all the graduations, me working and everything, like I am really, really trying my best to keep everything together and to do the things that I promised to do. And so when I kind of reevaluate the things that I promised to do, like the kids are at the top, my job is at the top, and then everything else comes under. So that's the way it kind of works. And I need to sleep like sometimes. So I'm going to be posting about the different benefits that are available. Because here's the thing, I found that there are benefits out there that a lot of people just don't know about. They're actually in the fields, and there are different rates for when you buy a car for some things. There are home loan assistance. There is student loan forgiveness after you pay so many payments on certain things. And a lot of people just don't know, right? You don't know what you don't know. And so I want to put that information out there, because if somebody strongly desires to work in a position where they give back, and I know that they can receive compensation in another way, I want them to know that, because that kind of offsets the opportunity or the gap in salary, and this will help some of you as well. So when I was looking at the list, I didn't even know that nurse was on there. Like, nurse is on there, some doctors is on there. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw dentist. The reason why I don't know for sure is because I was watching Dr. Heavenly on YouTube. So I'm not sure if I just remember that because I was watching her, or if that was real. Like, don't judge me. I don't have time for that today. I just don't. I just want to be loved like everyone else. So I'm going to include that information because I saw a couple of things that were very interesting that I didn't know, even as it relates to my nonprofit. So a lot of people think that you have to be in a particular career path. You can work for a particular type of organization and it will be the same thing. Like, for instance, we know that prior to where I work now as a project manager, I was in HR. Well, I didn't know that if I did HR like at a nonprofit, that is included in working for the nonprofit. I mean, just things that you don't really kind of put together that are actually very logical. Like, how could the organization run without HR as well? It's needed to run the operation, and the salary within HR in that world is lower. And I always knew that. I tried to work HR at a nonprofit. My only concern with the job that I found, y'all got to pay attention to these jobs. It has so much stuff included. Like, it included HR, it included so it was a director of HR and a director of finance. You can't put those two together. One is supposed to audit the other. Like, y'all not finna have me sitting on cell block 9. And besides that, like, nonprofits can be very profitable. This one's not. But nonprofits can be very profitable. And so sometimes, people get a little bit greedy and they don't want to pay people like they're supposed to. So that's another reason why I think that, or I wanted to research what benefits are out there for people in service, because it was the day before Memorial Day. So I was thinking, if there's something for people that have served in the service, then what about the people that serve in other capacities that greatly contribute to the world, and that are needed, right? And so what's available for them? And when I was researching, I found all of these things. So it was kind of cool and definitely worth my time. Now here comes the part. I need to learn how to use the talk to type feature on all of my electronics, because a lot more could get done, I feel, in my world if I could at least talk to type, dictate it to my computer. Because sometimes at the end of the day, or just like a lot. Like, I'm tired of sitting in front of the computer. It's a lot. That's why I be coming on here looking like Mr. Magoo and can't see, and hoping that I'm at least somewhere close to my eyebrow or my lips when I'm doing stuff and y'all not talking about me. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of ways to work smarter and not harder, because babe, I was talking to my therapist and she was like, Asia, you can't keep going like this. And I was like, yes, I can. I was like, I can, because everything that I prayed for is coming to fruition, and I wouldn't dare insult God by just letting it go. And she was like, well, what's most important? And I said, all of them. All of them. All of it is really important. I've literally narrowed down the things that I do, the things that I attend, how I devote my time, my resources, and all of that. I've literally narrowed it down. Like, I don't think it could be narrowed down anymore. Oh, Lord. Let me hurry up. I don't think it could be narrowed down anymore, right? So she's like, okay, well, like, how can you do it different? And I said, now that's a good question. So my career is in process improvement and project management. So I should be able to use my brain and think of ways to work smarter and not harder and still accomplish everything, because I actually really like everything. It's just when I get tired, or like things seem to line up all at the same time, then that's when it's just too much and it becomes overwhelming. But I won't stop doing it. I'll still finish what I'm supposed to do, and then figure out how to get my life back together after it's over. And that's not the best way to work, because you blow yourself out. And whether I love all of those things or not, it's just a lot. It's really a lot when you consider that real life doesn't stop. And we've identified that with COVID, right? Real life doesn't stop. So yes, things are closed and everything like that, but it doesn't stop bills from being due. It doesn't stop goals. It doesn't stop, people getting sick. It doesn't really stop anything. So being able to do the things that you love and enjoy it, that's a big deal. Picking the career that you love and being able to enjoy it, knowing about different programs that are out there to help you, if you make a particular income, might make you enjoy your job better. Now, some people, they don't mind the pay that goes along with it, because they kind of, have it in their head, well, this is what I really want to do. And so I know what that salary range entails. So I'm okay with it. But if there are other things that are out there that could help subsidize that, then I think that that's great, because a lot of those careers, those career paths, oh my gosh, they're amazing. The different things that people do, even something like going over to another country and being a travel nurse, like something like that. I think that that's great, but you want to make sure that you can take care of the things that are important to you in your everyday life as well. You want it to be rewarding, but you also don't want to cause additional stress to yourself. And what I really hate about some of those fields is that you have to sacrifice. Let me let this set, and then I will start on my eyebrows, or my eyelid. Yeah, my eyelid. And I'm using N as in Nancy in the chalk dust. Ooh, I should have taken my black shirt off. Ooh, Asia, like you tripping, boo. Okay, let's see. Let me set my eyes. Anything wet you must set, or something like that. I don't know. So anyway, I don't think that you should have to sacrifice so much in some of those fields. Take a teacher, for example. Teachers are like the foundation for our kids, and we've been able to honestly, like, really see that I'm gonna use the MacBook. We've been able to honestly really see, like, the impact that teachers have in our kids' life, and what a big deal it is, and how important it is. And many people know that already, but to actually be responsible. I think I want to do smoky eye with what is it called? I want to make it look like makeup, no makeup, or something like that. I don't know. All natural. Okay. This is a planting brush. This don't spread well. Okay, so I think that also with this pandemic, we've been able to identify that for those people that didn't appreciate certain fields because they were not lucrative, they are able to see the value in some of these roles now, because now they are having to do them, and they see that just because it doesn't pay high doesn't mean that it's not a high priority, and doesn't mean that it's not really a big deal. Because now that people are having, that ain't it, don't do it. Now that people are having to teach their kids at home and things like that, they're really able to see what a big deal it is, and how hard it is. And they're just dealing with their own children, where they have the ability to put them in a corner and pop their tail. Now they could see, oh my, this is really a big deal, right? And so now with this, I'm really hoping that the value add is seen in more roles, especially a teacher. And they are compensated appropriately. And if not, what are some things that the community can do to rally around teachers, as an example, and offer more things and appreciate them more and things like that. So one of my SARs became a teacher this year. This is her first year being a teacher with her own classroom. Exciting, right? So I kind of adopted the classroom under Divine Purpose and helped to provide school supplies. And that is something that directly impacts the students. It helped her because most teachers, I don't know what every district is like, but in her district, they get like a really small stipend that's like included as a perk for their job to buy things for their students. But in the particular community where she teaches, the poverty level is a bit high. So you have to think the kid who is barely making it to school and probably not eating at home, they probably don't have money for, school supplies. So I took pens and pencil and paper and things like that. And she even has to buy her own copy paper, like to make copies for assignments that she would want to give the students. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, how are you responsible for that? And not the school itself. So when I think of careers like that, prior to the pandemic that we are in now, I was already thinking, like, what are some of the things that Divine Purpose can do? I know that we primarily work with, I better put this down. We primarily work with high school students and their families, right? So if we work with and their families, to me, that justifies our interest in any school within our community that needs help, or any way that we can help and impact our community. That's just how I feel with divine purpose, right? So if there are any things that you can think of that would assist the community, or somebody who picks a particular field that would not entice, that, yeah, that would attract better skill set, and more teachers and things like that, teachers an example, then let me know in the comments any things that you know of. I did a lot of research and I found some great things actually that help with student loan and things like that, but their everyday needs, we want to tackle those too, because teachers are spending money out of their own pocket. And I didn't know or believe that it was that severe. Like, I thought maybe, if you had a particular student that needed something, or you wanted to do something extra and things like that. Like, I even bought band-aids and things like that for the classroom. Like, how do you not have a first aid kit? And these are the things that the people that are choosing these lower positions are doing for our kids. So we need to, one, stop looking down on people that choose a particular career, but then also seek to develop programs that will aid them, and hopefully is something that will ensure that the right people with passion continue to work in these areas. Because when I see some of these news stories of people that, do bad things to kids and stuff like that, and or they'll behave a certain way and blame it on what they get paid, as if they didn't choose their career and know that. And here's the thing, you could work in a different type of school and get the money that you want. You chose that field, staying with the example of a teacher, you chose that field because you know that it comes with certain perks. You know that it comes with certain perks, but the perks are only, activated if you are doing that particular thing. So, obviously you wouldn't buy a car every year. So that's not something that's going to be included in your salary every year. But what I can tell you is that if more of us knew about these different programs and then we shared the information, maybe we'll get a better quality of teacher. Maybe we'll get somebody who maybe is very passionate, but they can't choose that field because it's not conducive to the needs of their family, right? So you have to be in a position to be able to take jobs like that don't pay as much, because when you consider everything, you could be in a job that pays more, and is more beneficial to your family. And then you're not really following your passion. I think that we should all follow our passion, balance out what we do, so that the true benefit of our purpose is able to come out, and we can negate the pressure part that comes with it as much as possible, and make better choices, and feel like we have better choices, feel like we actually have an option, feel like, okay, if this is something that I really want to do and it's going to contribute to the world, or it's just your passion, then I can go ahead and do this without feeling like it's a sacrifice, or what is my family going to do, and things like that. Right? Career choice is something that is definitely on my radar right now, because we have, the kids at Divine Purpose graduating. But then I also have nieces and nephews that are around that age, and cousins that are around the age of graduating. Some are going to high school even, but in high school is when you want to start thinking about it mostly, because you want to start researching different scholarships that are available to your kids and start stacking those up as early as you can, so that you can take some of that financial pressure off of yourself and they can really go where they want to go. There was a post the other day for a group that I'm in, and they were asking for donations and ideas for a kid that got accepted into the college of his choice, but he got a partial scholarship. Now, where most of us would be like, hey, a partial scholarship, all right, then I just have to do X, Y, and Z for the rest. The dilemma was, and maybe this is just me, I'm not judging, I just don't understand certain things, and that's because of my background. I can only understand or have experience with things that I've either been through or somebody has shared with me. So anywho, the student didn't want any student loans. They wanted to, have a full ride. And they're like, is it any scholarship that we can apply for? My first thought was, no, because if they could be applied for, you should apply for scholarships in advance, right? You should apply for scholarships in advance. Or there are some last minute ones that you can apply for. But my first thought was, how bad do you want it? Do you want to go to college or don't you want to go to college? Because if I got a partial scholarship and the only thing holding me back from going would be I don't want student loans, like, I'm going to get the student loans and I'm going to go to college. None of us want student loans, but if you want your education, then it's worth it. And the way that I explain this to people, because ironically, I've had 4 direct calls this week about the topic, from high school all the way up to adults wanting to re-enter into college. And so I will tell you this. This will be my last thing. Congratulations, Skylar! I'm so excited. When you went and got that iPhone and they told you how much that bill was, did you even blink? Or did you get the iPhone that you wanted? When you pay your rent or mortgage every month, for the older crowd, you just pay your bill, right? If you want a particular car, you just go get that car, right? So my question is, if you could see the value in that car and purchasing that car with that car note, certain bills are going to be forever. Like, we're always going to pay light, we're always going to pay water, we're always going to pay insurance. All of those things we're all going to pay for the rest of our lives. And so if you add up that amount, I'm sure it far exceeds what you would be paying in student loans. My point is, it's just like any other bill. Yes, you're going to have a bill. Yes, it is going to be with you until you pay it off or figure out something otherwise. But that would not stop me from going to school, because it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. If you're going to have all of these other bills that are due every single month, why wouldn't you want to make one of the bills for your education that in turn is going to bring you in more money, right? It's going to be an asset to you. So when you're considering, do I or don't I want to pay student loans, and letting that be a wedge between you and college, I don't think that it should be a deciding factor, because nobody has 0 bills. It's going to be a bill in your life. What you do want to do is determine if your field is worth it, the amount that the degree will cost, and you want to weigh out certain options. And so on my next recording, I am going to discuss with you guys how I made my decision on college and how I believe that if I were to do it over, I would do it different. So I would still do it because to me, it's definitely worth it. But seeing how it's worth it and how to get to the most beneficial path the quickest, and just knowing everything from the beginning is worth it. It's kind of like when you go to purchase a car, you don't just say, oh, okay, I'll take this one. Oh, the payment's only this. No, you don't do that. You actually want to know what the interest rate is, how much you're paying for it, how long you're paying for it. So there are details that go along with it. And so there is a method and a formula that I use to determine if a student loan is worth it. And then that's what I share with the person asking. So that is it. I know y'all proud of me. Look at that. Almost just 30 minutes. So I think I did everything because last time I didn't do my mascara and my liner. So I did everything. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to go get the caravan going so we can surprise Skylar. And so for any other graduates that are out there, happy graduation. We are so proud of all of you and your resilience, and great things are headed your way. Use this as a time to really pray and meditate on what you want. Also utilize this time for family and research, and just use your downtime wisely. This is not ideal. This is not what we wanted. But I know that we are in our community. We're going to do what we can. In my family, we're going to do what we can. And then also, if you are in need of anything, don't forget to reach out. You don't have to be in the program. If there's something that you need and we can help, please let us know, and our information will be down below. So, goodbye, butterflies, goodbye. Goodbye, butterflies, goodbye. Goodbye.